thousands and thousands of people's lives. You know how? Teaching them a business, empowering them, giving them hope and direction and leadership to achieve what they want to achieve for themselves and for their family. And tonight, I know that's why we're always here. So I know all of you out there are super hungry for this. So I would like to welcome my very good friend, industry superstar and legend, Kim Hui, to the webinar. Hello, Kim. How are you?
Good. How are you, Samson? Well, thank you for the intro. It's wonderful to talk to you right here and talk to the audience right here. It's wonderful to be back.
Yeah, welcome back from your crazy trip. I heard, look, doing 20 plus hours a day. How many? Was it 12 days, right?
Yeah, it was 12 days, including flight time.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy stuff. And how many people did you meet when you were over there?
Well, let me think. I think in Hong Kong, with the events, it's over 1,100 people. With the several events combined, actually, it's about 1,200 people. Then we hop over. So we spent about 2 days in Hong Kong. Then we hopped over to Malaysia. So Malaysia is another couple of hundred people. And then from there, after a couple of days, then we hop over to Taiwan, in which we spent, I don't even recall. I mean, we were like from north to middle to the southern part of Taiwan. So we're going from, all the way every day from the morning, 8 o'clock, all the way until the wee hours, and it's amazing, Samson, so you and I have done that in the past. It's amazing to have, after the last 3 years, to have the ability and the opportunity to reconnect with some of our friends and meet new entrepreneurs. So it was amazing. It was, I would say definitely over 2,000 people, if not more.
Wow. Many of us, because, this time I didn't go with you, but many of us, we wish we were just that little fly on the wall, just watching and listening. What happens when Kim travels? How does she inspire people? What happens to those people when Kim is there? And where does excitement? How is the excitement created? So I know you travel with our other leaders who are tireless and spend their own money, like literally tens and thousands of dollars on this trip with you, to put a seed. I guess we can call it like a seed in people's hearts about what we're doing now. And I know, look, Kim, you're one of the hardest working leaders I know, crazy hours and like doing work of 30 people. I know everybody appreciate it. And we're just excited to be with you on this journey. So I'll just let you do your talk because time's are wasting. People are like, okay, I got my paper and pen. Let's get started. Thank you, Kim.
Right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Samson. And thanks for all you do as well. I know that the last couple of months has been very exciting for many people. And so what I'd like to do today is I can maybe briefly share with you guys, my experience and my feeling of what took place the last 2 weeks when I was abroad. And also talk about how to build this business and also how to duplicate this business. And also more importantly, I think I'm having better understanding of the business that we're in and the different phases of the business, different growth phase of the business, so that we know what to expect as you pursue this on this journey. And so I was, after 3 long years, after the last 3 years of pandemic, finally, I made it to the plane, on the plane, and to go abroad internationally. So obviously there were moments that were very emotional. After all we've been through the last 3 years, not having the opportunity to connect to people physically. And these are friends that I've met and some new people that we've met over the trip. So it was very inspiring, very humbling when people traveled. I mean, some of them travel also from afar to come to meet us, come to the events. And so having the opportunity to meet and connect, as well as having a group of servant leaders, leaders that with incredible hearts, that also when I got to Hong Kong with a group of about 12 people that came from different countries that were on this journey with us, and they were there to serve, they were there to lead. So it was very inspiring. And what it doesn't matter what country I was in, be it, from America all the way to abroad, there's one common thread among all of us, and that is timing is now. Many people, many people are looking for opportunity. After 3 years of what we've been through, that a lot of people wanted opportunity. They wanted change. They're tired of the narrative. They're tired of the propaganda that's been broadcast, and they wanted something different. So it was very humbling and rewarding at the same time to have the opportunity to bring something to the table of the opportunity called 3. And so it's sometimes, oftentimes, I wish I could bottle that in a capsule so that so people can experience that, what it feels like to go abroad and look at people face to face. And meet entrepreneurs face to face, to hear what's in their heart, to hear what they want out of this, and to hear their inspirations and add their aspirations. And so it was incredible. What I like to talk about, maybe I can begin talk about because of timing. I like to talk about the art of prospecting, because in the business we're in people business. And a lot of times, because in this platform, in the timing we're in, we're able to attract a lot of people that, may not have experience in this industry, or some of them that might have experience that might not have the right lens to look at this business for what it really is because of past trauma in the industry or past association. So what I like to do is I like to share with you how we built and how we created the kind of success that we did, and how I taught all over the world. And so understanding this is relationship building as much as it's a business. And so a lot of times when people got involved, got a hold of the opportunity, they're super excited. They want to tell everybody they know. So I would suggest this. The first thing we would do when we prospect, rather than just go out there and do a whole verbal diarrhea of telling people everything about 3 and the product, now that we know about the product, and some of us are beginning to receive our product, and so we get really excited about sharing the product. And I would recommend kind of take a step back, because this is about building relationship. This is a relationship business. And so in that, I would say that when we prospect, it's important that we learn what is in their hearts, what interests them, what is of utmost interest for your prospect. And so I would spend a little time, find out about what their needs are, rather than just boom, you gotta hear about this company called 3. You gotta hear about our product. And I would say, just breathe in and just kind of find out what it is. And for most people nowadays, it's, people have a need to make money. People have a need to make more money. And so, or some people might be, hey, you know what? I want to stay healthier. I want to have better health. So we got to find out what it is that they're looking for, their needs, before you start pitching. It is so easy to wanting to talk about 3 and Eternal and Purify. Those are all wonderful. But I think when you find out what people are looking for, you know what they want, and you're here to offer a solution. So that is the art of recruiting. Because I could tell you, when I first got into the industry 30 years ago, everybody I see, I was bam, I start talking, and I've learned over the years to kind of back off a little bit and learn to understand what people are looking for, the prospect, the person that you're working with, or you're trying to recruit, trying to talk to. Understand, take a little time to understand what is it they want. Maybe it's time for retirement. They want a less stressful life. Maybe they want a little bit more freedom to work from home. And so once you find out what their needs are, so let's just say that their needs are they wanted to make more money, they wanted to have more time at home, or to have the freedom to work from home. So when you find out what the needs are, the next thing you would do, I would recommend you would, instead of you trying to present the whole opportunity. So let's say, for example, you ask if you find out what they need, if they have a need, or they want to make more money, and the answer is yes, then I would suggest you invite them to an event. And I'm going to explain to you what an event is. Okay, so you invite them to the event rather than having yourself to be the expert, learning everything about the product, learning everything about the opportunity. Rather than that, we're in the business is called leverage. We leverage other people's efforts. We leverage other people's expertise. Okay, so I would recommend you invite them to an event. Now, because through events is how we built. So the art of recruiting, the art of prospecting is learning what the other person's looking for. What is it in their life at this point in their life, in the time that we're living in right now? What is it they're looking for? And with that, say, listen, you know what? That's wonderful. I have something that I'd like to share with you. And it takes about 40 minutes, but that could change your life. That could be something that you're looking for, be it a better health, be it more money, whatever that might be. Say, you know what, would you invest 40 minutes of your time to attend something that could possibly provide that which you're looking for? Okay, so then you would invite them to an event. So, but when you invite people to an event, you got to create value. And so in order to create value, I'm gonna talk about something called, it's very simple. It's a simple things we could do. And if you can get anything today through this call, hopefully you can master this. If you can master this word called edification, if you can master this, you can do this business successfully. I can see that in a lot of times in this business, the pitfall is that we make ourselves the expert. Like we make ourselves the issue. We have to be the one to explain to people what it is. You don't need to. This is a leverage business. So what I like to do is, because now I'm back in a small town, I don't have the electronic gadget here to do a PowerPoint. So what I have is I have a paper presentation. Okay. So I kind of written this out. So the word that I want to talk about is called edification. Okay. Okay. So here it is. Well, here it was. All right. So it's called edification. I'm really big on recycling. So I recycle paper because you can see in the back. So I'm going to do something different so you can see better. All right. Okay. So the word is called edification. Now, in our business, there's something called ABC. We all got to do our ABC. Let me explain to you what that is. There's A, B, C. Well, it's interesting. Okay. Now, who is the A? A is the expert. Okay. Now, who is the expert? You. A lot of times we want to play experts, but no. In this business, it's about leverage. Okay. So let's talk about the A. Between the expert and, okay, so here, there's, again, the expert is anybody but yourself. Okay, so now then the B is you. The C is your customer or your prospect. Okay, now between you and your friend or your prospect, you guys have trust. Hopefully your prospect or your friend trusts you. Okay, now your job is to edify the expert. Okay, edify meaning say something good, tee it up, to provide value. Okay, and I'm going to explain to you why. Okay, now, so when you edify the expert, the prospect will have respect to the expert, to what they are saying. Okay, now the expert, it could be a person or it could be an event that you're promoting. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the events. So in business, when you have trust and when you have respect, you have a much higher chance of a closing ratio. Okay, so learn and master the art of edification. Okay, now, so the reason I say that is this: when you're trying to promote something or invite someone to go to an event or talk to somebody for a three-way conference call, it's important that you edify that person or the event. For example, if you were trying to promote, let me talk about events. What are events? Events are anything or any tools or any person there to promote the product or services or to talk about the opportunity. Okay, so your job is go out there and edify the information. And edify meaning to tell a short story. For example, let's just say, for example, if I were to sell this cup, okay, if I would just give you the cup, no big deal. It's just a mug, okay? But if I were to say, you know what, this cup has very special meaning to me. I personally handmade this cup, and I even chose a color, and the color has special meaning. It brings harmony, it brings, great energy to the body, whatever. So if I went and edified the cup, edified the object that in which I'm marketing, now when I give you the cup, it has better value. It has special meaning because this cup is specially made by me, or made by you for that matter. So our job in this business, and a lot of times in this platform, in this industry, this is the part of the secret sauce that most people don't learn. And they start talking about start talking about product. No. Learn to edify the person you're working with. Learn to edify the events. Because when you invite people to, let's say, our Monday global call, okay? When you invite people to the event, so what is a call? So learn to edify. You know what? This 40-minute call is going to feature a special speaker who's whatever you learn about whoever's be speaking, a little bit about the background. So you tee it up, because when you tee it up, you will have between you and the prospect, you have trust. Then between you edify the event, then it builds, the prospect will have respect to what information that they're going to go attend. So that is very crucial to learn about edification. And we always say, do your ABCs, right? Always be caring as you're presenting the information. Always be caring. So anyway, so when you invite people to the events, it could be a Monday global call. Let me talk about what events you would plug your prospect into, okay? Now, the events, for example, now we have a live every Monday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, we have a global opportunity call. Now, the reason why we do it at such a time and make it global is because this is a global business platform. When you invite prospects, because we talk about, you tell your prospect, listen, there's a global business opportunity that you can participate. So when they plug into a live call, whereby they actually see individuals from different parts of the world that are talking and doing testimonials, that are presenting the opportunity, what you're doing is that you actually help, maybe perhaps broadening the horizon to the prospect. And also it builds believability and credibility. When people look at this, they go, wow. So if and when people actually took time to attend the event, they will say, wow, this is a global opportunity. We have a testimonial from Canada, from Australia. I mean, so it actually gives that international breadth of the business, okay? So global opportunity calls are some of the events you can plug people into. We also have recorded calls. So, different people resonate with different stories. That's why when we do opportunity calls, they are recorded. And when they're recorded, they're posted on the link. So feel free to grab the link and send it to the people that the prospect that you're working with, that you feel like their story might relate to the presenter or the testimonial speakers. So, learn to tee up the video, tee up the information that's on there. And then before you send it to them, make sure you tee it up. Tee up meaning edify. Why edification? Because it creates value. People buy because it's value, and rather than just listening to something. So edify it and then send it over. Also, the company has great videos as well. They have an opportunity video. They also have product videos. So you can also, don't just send them a video, tee up the information, and then send it to them, because now it creates value. When it's value, people are more likely to take time to review and look at the information. Okay, so edification creates value. When something is of value, then people would take time to take a look at it. So that is in a nutshell. And eventually we're going to have modules that are done professionally with a PowerPoint with the details in presenting this information. But because I'm in Sedona right now, I'm a low-tech town, so I get to do this in a low-tech way, and I think it's more personable that way. So that's how we build, okay? How we build, again, is in summary, in short, okay. So that goes back to my little writing, okay. Okay, now, so first you connect with your prospect by identifying their interests, okay. So rather than just pitching the opportunity right away, find out what is that they're looking for, okay. Identify the interest. So if there's interest, then your job is to invite them to an event. What is an event? Anything that promote a business or product or services, right? So the event can be a Monday global opportunity call. It could be a live event. For those of you that have the opportunity to live in Los Angeles area or some of the areas of the local leaders are running live opportunity meetings, you can plug them into, invite them into a live opportunity meeting, okay? So also, like I said earlier, there are recorded calls on YouTube channel, okay? If you don't, I believe it's the YouTube channel is Spark. So you can send a send a recorded link to your prospect, the one that resonates, you think the story will resonate with your prospect, okay? Also, on your website, on your replicator website, there's an opportunity video, as well as there are many product videos by Dr. Dan. So tee up the video, then invite them to attend one of the events. Now, the next step is very important. It's called follow up, okay? So we're gonna learn to follow up with the prospect. After you send them the link, after they watch the information, then you call them, say, listen, is there any, can I help you get started? Is there any question that I can help answer? So help follow up, okay? Then the next step is to enroll them and get them trained, okay? I know this is a very early phase of the company. We're just a little over a month old. So there's stuff that we're putting together to help empower more people to duplicate this business, okay? So then the next thing is to go through the same thing as a cycle, okay? So sales, prospecting is all a process. It's not an overnight event. A lot of times people say, you know what, I want sales now. If you have a huge following, you might be able to pull it right now for a little bit. But in order for the business to duplicate, it takes time. It's a process. So we got to be willing to do the work. So this is a building process in which we do. Now, perhaps some of you have heard that the key thing to our business is that one word called duplication. How do you duplicate? We enroll in the business. See, how you duplicate the business is by plugging your team into the system. Okay. What is a system? A system are events that promote, teach, empower entrepreneurs on how to build and thrive in this business. So events like today, if you have distributors, you have people that are in your group, in your business already, this is a time that you have them plug into events like this. Your job is to promote events and plug them in, okay? Because when you make this business, when you don't make yourself the issue, that's how you duplicate. Plug them in the system. While I was gone, events are going on. While Samson's gone, there are other leaders are doing opportunity calls. So that's very important for you to teach your people to plug into the system, okay? This is a quick summary, but starting from next week, we're gonna roll out other trainings every week. We now global opportunity call, we set that in place. Then every week, we're gonna roll out different modules of training. But I'm giving in a nutshell today, giving people an update of what's, part of my trip, what took place, as I shared earlier, the excitement, the connection, and that connection for me has been missed the last 3 years greatly by humanity, but we're getting it back. So anyway, so plug people in the event to duplicate. Now, what I like to do today, actually, the call, is to really go over the 4 phases of business growth, because we have a lot of people they are first time in this business or first time really engaging in this business. And I really found that understanding the next chart I'm going to share with you is crucial for what we call stickability, to be able to stick with this process and truly understanding the timing that we're in. Okay. So many years ago, about 30 years ago, when I first got into the industry, about, so I remember, I don't know, 20, a little after I got into the industry, I started learning about this chart I'm going to share with you. It was done by, there's a professor at Harvard. His name is Dr. Charles King. Okay. He dedicated years to study this industry of direct marketing. As a matter of fact, there's a course that's taught at Harvard, okay, on about direct marketing. And so there's 4 stages of business growth. And he actually created a chart. And I found it fascinating. This is like 20, 30 years ago when I saw this chart. And I didn't understand what it really meant. But I mean, as a student, I always like to, look at statistics and learn about this industry we're in. And so I could tell you after 30 years, having had the opportunity to actually walk through the 4 stages from zero to become a stability. It's incredible experience. So I want to share this with you. Dr. Charles King has shared this you can Google on YouTube or whatever. It's called 4 stages of business growth. And it happens in direct marketing, and it happens in Fortune 500 companies. So here's what it looks like. The 4 stages of business growth. Okay. Now, understanding this perhaps is the far most important thing for you to understand why the timing we're in. Okay, now, and perhaps it will help you understand some of the challenges that many of you are going through or had gone through. Okay, and I'm grateful. We are grateful for your sticking with it, your stickability, your persistence, because when you understand this chart, you go, okay, I get it. I get why now. Okay, now, so let's take a look at this. So most businesses go through, well, if they get to live through time, they will go through this 4 stages of business growth. Okay. The first stage is called formulation. Okay. That's at the beginning of a company. They're formulating the product, putting the products together, putting the company together, putting the packages together. Okay. So, and this is where the challenges happen. Okay. Like all of us went through in the beginning, no company name, no product. None of us, we had pay and we were waiting for product shipment. It didn't come as fast as we liked. It didn't come on the day that we expected. It happens in new business, right? So this is called formulation. Now, the second stage is called concentration. When a company maybe hit about maybe, I don't know, $30 million, when in the marketplace, there's brand recognition, meaning in the marketplace, people go, oh, 3, I heard about it. Or, oh, Eternal, oh, Purify. Oh, you know what? I think someone told me about them. That is when a product or a company gains recognition in the marketplace. Okay. That's called the concentration stage. Okay. Now, the next stage, the following stage is called momentum. Okay. Typically, when a company hits 100 million in revenue, that means a company hits momentum. That's that's when a company shifts and pivoted into explosive growth with or without you. Okay. So from momentum to stability phase, it might last 6 to 7 years. Okay. Or maybe a little longer. Okay. So from momentum phase to stability. Then the 4th phase is stability. And I'm sure many of you know of many big companies that are in our space that are in the stability phase, right? Companies such starts with an H, right? Companies such as starts with an A, okay? Companies start with an N, okay? So that's in the stability phase. Now, folks, where do you suppose most of the wealth are made? Most of the wealth, the millionaires and multimillionaires are created in this massive wealth creating phase. Yes, it's a massive growth phase, but from an opportunity standpoint, this is where the massive wealth are created in the momentum phase. So as people look at this industry, they will say, well, when is the best time to join? Well, it depends what you're looking for, right? If you're looking for a smoother ride, then obviously you can come in and in the beginning of the momentum phase. The opportunity might not be as strong for you to capture the sales force if you had gotten involved a lot earlier. So in the formulation stage, It's the most riskier stage, but it's the most exciting stage to some. Okay. Now, for example, Samson and myself, now let me say this, let me backtrack for a second. This chart I learned 20 somewhat years ago from Professor Dr. Charles King. It was fascinating for me as a business study, but it's one thing you study a chart, but it's another thing having the opportunity to actually go from zero to billions of dollars and beyond, to actually walk through that curve. Okay. Now, so let's talk about formulation. Where are we? We are a month old right here. Okay. Do we have challenges? Oh, yes. How do we take it? It's your why, it's your passion, it's your calling that keeps you in the game. Okay. And so there are times I want to throw my hand in the air. There are times like, why can't we get it together? But it is what it is. Just gotta breathe, So anyway, so coming back to here, I know some of the pioneers in here. We're going through some of the tough times. Now, I want to talk about momentum. I want to talk about building, because we have gone through this. And not too oftentimes you will find someone in this space that have gone through this from zero to billions and beyond. And that someone that have gone through it and that's willing to start something new and to do it again. Obviously, in the previous project, many multi-millionaires were created. Many. Now we have a group of us that are willing to start something and go through this whole phase again with the experience, with the wisdom that we had gained from before. Okay. Now, this is the riskiest time to join, but it's also the most rewarding time, depending if you have the stomach for it. If you want a smooth ride, come later. Okay. Now, in the beginning, I want to talk about this. This psychology is important because you guys are right here in the very beginning. Exciting. Also nerve-wracking sometimes. Okay. So right here at the beginning. So 90% of people, 90% of company won't make it in the first year. And 90% of company won't even make it to the concentration stage. So having a group of people that have done it before with the experience and wisdom and with the global experience that's willing to do it again. So for many of us that rode this curve before in the previous project that make all this ton of money came from in the very beginning. Okay. And that have the persistence, the endurance, the perseverance to endure some of the growing pains. Okay. So in the first phase, usually people come in because of the names, your name, our names, our track record. They go, you know what, I'm game. So that would be the first phase of people that came in. Well, guess what? Then this phase, people talk to the second phase, right? They go, okay, we're coming in because of the track record, because of you, your connection. Well, guess what? How do we duplicate a third phase? Especially when in the beginning, nobody got product. Nobody tried product. How do you create this? Because we know in the space we're in, to create this, it needs 3 stories. It needs 3 stories. Story number 1, it needs product story, right? How has a product impact your life? Well, we didn't have that. We're beginning to get that, okay, the product story. The second story we need to create this momentum is check story, your success story. How has this opportunity created success for you? It could be a check story. It could be something, a growth story, how this platform has helped you grow as an individual. And the third story is your purpose story. How has this fulfilled your purpose in life? How has this, maybe your calling, whatever that might be. Sometimes calling and purpose, this is just a vehicle. This is a vehicle to get us to where we want to go in life. But through this vehicle, it helps serve your purpose. Through this vehicle, it helped me to share my giftings. It helped me, the gifting that I was blessed with, it helped me share this. So that's my purpose. So whatever your purpose might be. So three stories, right? Product story, success story, and your purpose story. Okay. Now, so that's what's going to help drive this. Now, so coming back here, when we are first coming to build this business in the beginning, people came in because of your reputation. People came in because they know you. Well, if you talk to, let's say I talk to Samson. Samson said, well, you know what, Kim, I trust you because your track record, I came in. Well, get this. Samson go and talk to his sister. Sister said, well, you know what, brother, I trust you. You're my brother. I'm in. Now, Samson's sister is going to go talk to somebody else who might not know Samson, who might not even know me. They don't know Three. They don't know Three's product. They don't know Daniel. So what do? So a lot of times before we create a product story, the duplication stops right there. That's part of the challenge, why formulations are beginning. But for those people who endure and understand that, now as we begin to get product here in the United States, I know Canada's coming, Asia product is coming, it's coming. Trust me, we have waited in America for this, along with everybody else. Some people go, is it ever gonna come? And many of us like, oh my God, my package arrived at my front door, finally, So it's gonna come, trust me. So when our products when we begin to start getting product, we'll start trying the product. As a matter of fact, as short as 3 days, I saw amazing results. One of our friend, Sandy Wilson from Arizona, got her product. I saw her Facebook post of a collagen product on her face. Remarkable. And so as we begin to generate these product story, guess what? That we are now treading on the uptrend of the formulation process. So I know that people come in expecting, boom, billions of dollars in sales. It's coming, okay? So we got to build out, now that products are out, we got to build our product story, going to build a check story. And then for those people that have the persistence to endure, look, it's not perfect. I wish we have every training under the sky available, but that doesn't mean it's suitable for this platform. If you were to Google on YouTube, I have a gazillion videos, but we wanted it to be proven for this company. And that's why we are putting the time to put all that stuff in place. The thing about me is all these years, I only teach what worked. I'm not someone that, sitting in an ivory tower and go and teach. No, I go out there and I work and I see what's working. Then I come back and train. And so anyway, I hope that this is a quick talk if you truly understand this, to have a group of people that have gone through this phase. And that it's one thing of we haven't done it. It's one thing of, you got to join a company at this when they haven't gone through this phase. We know what it feels like to have growing pain. We know what it feels like when we're on high of thriving to hit $1 billion and beyond. We know how it feels. We've done it. And so the thing is having people that have done it to want to start all over. And that's why I think in the beginning, it created a traction that we did and that we were able to create in the very beginning. And so, and I was very blessed that 14 years ago, started with 5 people in the United States, and that went to over 100 countries and territory with billions of dollars in sales now. But here's the thing. This time around, we started with thousands of people in this new thousands of people in 3 that are starting this project together. And so I'm very grateful. I just want to, today to do a quick and short training about doing a talk, not only really a training, a talk about this is because understanding this, the magnitude of this, that you will perhaps have a little bit more appetite to endure and to go through some of the growing pains that we're going through. Trust me, if you only know what's inside or you see what's happening behind the scenes, there are times I'm like, why don't we get it? Why can't we just get the system to perfection? Why can't we get the reporting? Guys, all part of the process. But I do want to tell you all that I'm grateful to have you on this journey. I'm grateful for your patience. I'm grateful for your tenacity. Together, we can build $1 billion company and beyond. But more importantly, what I want to build, as I travel around this last 2 weeks, one of the questions that were asked most often was, what is a global community? What is it? What do you mean about wellness have physical wellness, spiritual wellness. And you know, it's fascinating. I mean, obviously that's a talk for another day, but it's fascinating. And to me, that is what it's all about. Not only wellness in the physical body, but wellness mentally, and also wellness in spirituality, connecting to what truly is meaningful in our life. And so I'm grateful. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your persistence. And thank you for being a part of this journey with us. With that, I hope you have found that helpful. We're going to be putting in more succinct and more organized fashion, and we'll provide training modules that will be posted soon. Hopefully next week, we'll start our weekly trainings, different modules, so we make available to all of you. So again, connect, find out what their needs are, what their wants are, invite them. We'll provide a solution by invite them to the system, invite them to events. Let the event help you do the sorting. Follow through, enroll, train, connect again. So just go through the cycle, and then duplicate by plug them into the system, into the events and stuff that we have, and then learn to edify, learn to tee up the event, learn to tee up the person that you are working with, so that when you do a three-way conference call, whatever, the prospect is not just talking to any Joe Schmo. They're actually, when you edify this person, then the prospect go, okay, now I can listen because this person have some credential, if you would. So anyway, I hope you found that helpful. And once again, I'm grateful. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Samson.
Thank you, Kim. It's been amazing. Thank you for your wisdom, and thank you for working so hard. Look, like Kim said, you don't know what's going on in the background. Kim's doing the work of 30 people, but you know, the corporate team also trying their very best. So we're working together. Look, people now, Kim, you know, people are starting to get product. You know, I started on 3 Eternals a day. So that story is coming. But thank you for your wisdom, because you know, to build $1 billion company, it takes a lot. It takes a lot. And I know everybody here, we're on it. We're on it together. So thank you, Kim.
Thank you, guys.
Folks, look, don't forget about Monday call. You know, we're gonna send out the link very soon. It's actually the same link every week, Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, for the opportunity call. So look forward to seeing all of you on the next call. Thank you. Thank you, Kim.
Good night. Bye.